So we've been asked a question from Ollie at Don't Be Bored, and he asked us, what's our favourite Kickstarter?
Well, my favourite Kickstarter was actually my first ever Kickstarter for a board game. I'd done some different Kickstarters of various other things, but when it comes to board games, the first one I ever backed was Overboss, and it's still the one I'm most excited by. I love the game Boss Monster, with its card laying, dungeon building. It reminded me of old 16-bit JRPGs. But as I've got more used to board games, I wanted a bit more texture, a bit more bite, a bit more complexity, and Overboss is delivering that. Set in the same world but very different game. In this game you're tile laying to create an overworld similar to like you'd see in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. You're drafting tiles against your opponent, choosing not just the base tile you want but also the character on top of the tile, and trying to find out which combination of those two is going to net you the most points. As this Kickstarter went on, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think the designers at Brotherwise Games said it exploded beyond their expectations. So what we got sent was wonderful, and it was so exciting to get this game delivered, open it up and see all the goodies that were inside. In fact, this is what really got me excited about Kickstarter, and I've since backed 5 since backing Overboss.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking about which Kickstarter I'm looking forward to most, it's going to have to be Distilled, which is coming at the end of the year with its 700 different cards and tiles and whiskey making extravaganzas.
For me, I mean, my favourite game is Yado, and I kickstarted that, the Deluxe Master Kit. So technically you could say that, but the one that feels sort of Kickstartery, that kind of magic of what's going to arrive, what's it going to be like, how special is it all going to feel? Because with Yado, I already knew the game from the previous version, so it didn't have some of that sort of magic wonder that comes along with the arrival of a new Kickstarter. Whereas Dwellings of Eldervale really did, and it's got fantastic player trays, you've got the monsters that make noises as they move, which is completely unnecessary but also entirely essential to play with. And it just looks and plays beautifully. You are building out the world of Eldervale, and obviously ultimately the aim is to have your dwellings in Eldervale, and I really love how you just put these little hats on the meeples which makes them into buildings. You're doing worker placement, engine building, you're trying to upgrade and gather new meeples that might have wizard or dragon abilities. You can in some cases even take over the monsters and have them help you on your turns. And you're basically racing to be able to do all of these things, move up on the magical tracks and get your dwellings out in Eldervale before your opponents.
I mean, Dwellings of Eldervale is a fantastic game, and we haven't even touched the co-op or the solo modes. There's just so much to play in that game.
Yeah, that's the joy of Kickstarters. You end up with so much content that it takes you such a long time to sort of explore every element of it, that by the time you've managed to do that, you know, it just becomes a firm favourite, doesn't it?
But if you've enjoyed us talking and you're new to this channel, please subscribe and add a comment below if there's a Kickstarter that you've really loved that you think we should look into playing.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favourite? Which ones can you not wait for? You're really excited for Distilled. Mm-hmm. I'm still looking forward to Frosthaven, and I'm also looking on Kickstarter right now as to what I need to add next.